Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. Let's talk about President of the United States, Joe Biden's watch. It's a Rolex, it's a Datejust, and I think it's just about the perfect watch for him. If I was working with Joe Biden and he came to me and he said, what's a good watch for me? You know, that's a tough question because you can't go too over the top. You can't go too plebeian. This is exactly what I would choose. And we're talking about the 162300. This is a smooth steel bezeled 41 millimeter Datejust on a Jubilee bracelet. And really, as far as, good balance, it has that. And I'm talking about balance in his position. I mean, it's not gaudy, over the top, two-tone, gold, precious metal, ostentatious, pretentious, but it's not what I would think would be kind of false modest, like a Timex or a Casio or a G-Shock. I mean, you're the President of the United States. You need something to represent the office properly, but not too much. Again, good balance, and a steel Datejust is perfect. You know, he could get something like a GMT function watch, and it could be very usable, but again, if you're talking about a Rolex, you know he could afford it on the gray market as well, but the optics of it I don't think would be really great because those watches, along with the Daytona and I guess the Sub now as well, many of those have become symbols of unattainability, all right? A lot of the reason people buy them is because it's like, all right, it's a great watch, but nobody can have it and I can. And look, that's a big part of Rolex in general, but it's been times 10 from the recent shortage, and so for him to have that watch like a GMT or there's really hot models, then it would just be a little bit like not something we could relate to. He's a man of the people, right? He always has fashioned himself as such, and so it just would be a little bit unbecoming. It wouldn't be like him, and this is a watch that it's not too hard to get, all right? Now, it has a Jubilee bracelet, and that's a great option because it's just fancy enough. Looks great with a suit, very comfortable, and I think it's less ostentatious than the Oyster bracelet, okay, which he could have gone with. Now, that might surprise you, but it's those polished middle links that shine so much on the flat mirror-like surface of the Oyster bracelet. So while the Jubilee bracelet looks a little bit more fancy, it really breaks up the shine of the polished middle links. And again, it looks great with a suit. It looks great with casual clothing. Super comfortable, that's important. But he didn't go with a fluted bezel, and that tones it down a little bit. And I think that was a great option not to do that. I mean, it's a steel watch, right? There's no gold on that. And it doesn't shine, and yeah, it's not the iconic iteration that we think of as the iconic Datejust, but it just makes a little bit more humble, and I think that was a great option to do that. Of course, this is an Oyster, so he can take it everywhere. Is this going to be his one watch? I mean, it could. It's basically, as I've always said, a sports watch in dress watch form, and it's got a date. I think that's very functional and very important. And, he could have gone with an Oyster Perpetual, but that's too, again, false modest. You got to have the usability of the date as the President of the United States. That's very useful. And it's got the Cyclops, and he's, getting up there in years, so I'm sure he'll enjoy that. And it's not a 36 millimeter watch, it's a 41 millimeter watch. And again, if you're getting up there in years and you want a very legible watch, that's the one to go with. Now, as far as the dial options, he went with classic black. Now, if I were advising him, I might say go with blue. It's just a little bit more punch. But again, if you're looking for something a little bit more low-key, classic, goes with everything, the black dial, which is what he chose, is probably a better option. I'm biased. I love the blue dial, but honestly, I think the black dial, that sunburst, beautiful black dial, it goes with everything. It went with his black winter coat during the swearing-in ceremony, and no matter what he has, whether it's something that would clash with the blue, it's perfect. So I think he has the perfect presidential watch. Great choice. Looks great on him. And I think it's a watch that represents the office well. Not too much, not too little. And it's perfect for him. And thumbs up. You get the Watch Symposium seal of approval there, President Joe. And let me just bring this up because presidents often are given a Vulcain cricket. Now, in 2018, 2 years into Trump's presidency, I wrote to Vulcain and I said, has he gotten a watch yet? They wrote me back and they said, we haven't sent him one yet. Now, did he get one? I don't think he got one. I just sent another follow-up email. We'll see. I'll make a video about it. But it looks like they might not have given him what they've given so many presidents in the past, and that's a Vulcain cricket anniversary heart. Now, another question is, will Joe Biden get a Vulcain cricket? And that's an interesting question. I mean, have they retired that tradition? Or did they just skip Trump? It'll be very interesting. I'm looking forward to this reply to see if Trump managed to get a Vulcain before he left office. And I think it'll be very telling if he didn't, and especially telling if then Biden does. Let me know what you think. Take care. Does President Joe have a great watch or what? All right, well, I think so. Take care. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.